It's really been an exciting last couple of weeks for fans of ARMS. We've gotten 2 new playable characters within just a month of each other, and I'm sure that a few of you just found my channel through those overviews that I put out for those 2 characters. I've gotten an overwhelming amount of support for my channel, and more specifically my ARMS videos, and I'd really like to thank everyone who's liked those videos and subscribed. And most importantly, the people who've left comments with support or constructive feedback. I can tell you from the first 6 months with this channel that most of the growth I've had is because of the great feedback that I get on my videos, and I really do appreciate it. One of the biggest points that I've taken away from reading all of the comments on my ARMS videos, especially recently, is that there's a big demand for more ARMS content for people to explore. Nintendo publishes great games, but they've really dropped the ball on online resources for people to connect with each other with and share their passion for these games. In the next coming year, and even in the coming weeks, I definitely plan to be putting out my ARMS content at a steadier rate than I have been, so please stay tuned for that. But beyond me, there's a very promising online community of players that are doing amazing things to help spread this game to the bigger audience that it deserves. In this video, I'm going to try to highlight just a couple of these community leaders and features that you might be able to get involved with today. And also, at the end of the video, I will have a little channel announcement as well as some questions for my viewers if you'd like to stick around for that. If you're looking for the best ARMS content to explore on the internet, this is the video for you. First off, I'd just like to talk about some of the bigger content creators putting out quality ARMS videos. I'm just going to have some ranked footage of myself playing in the background while I talk about what these guys are about, and I'll put links to all of their pages in the description. PiggyBank is a fellow YouTuber who makes videos about the Switch, but primarily ARMS. This may sound a whole lot like my channel, and that's because it kind of is. I actually found out about PiggyBank through the automatically generated related channel section on my channel. This guy is a ranked 20 player. I'm not so sure if he's been in the top 200 yet, but he has bumped heads with some of the top players in the world. Not only is he a really good player, but he's also a workhorse. This guy hosts multiple live streams a week through YouTube Gaming, with at least one ARMS stream in there where he talks about the new updates and plays matches with viewers. PiggyBank has also competed in a few of the bigger tournaments that have been held in the last few months, and even interviewed the winners of a couple of these tournaments. His last interview was with the #1 player in America, called Resolve, and it's a whole lot of fun to hear those top players' insight on the current state of the game. The next content creator I'd like to showcase here goes by the name of Scrimps. As far as my knowledge goes, Scrimps is pretty much the biggest ARMS streamer on Twitch right now. The whole ARMS section on Twitch is pretty dry in itself, but that is not the case when Scrimps goes live. I actually found out about Scrimps through a post on Reddit about something called the Ramen Bowl. After some further research, it turns out that this was actually the 3rd official Ramen Bowl, which is a tournament held by none other than Scrimps himself. This tournament is crowdfunded with cash prizes and usually draws out many top tier players. The most recent Ramen Bowl consisted of more than half of just world top 200 players. In addition to the Ramen Bowl, Scrimps also hosts a few other tournaments and leagues every week through his live streams. Most of these leagues and tournaments draw out those top 200 players, so there's always some good matchups to be seen. Scrimps is definitely one of the people doing the most for the ARMS community right now, and I definitely recommend checking out his Twitch if you enjoy live streams. For the next part of this video, I'd like to talk a little bit about tournaments. Like I said earlier, Nintendo themselves have done a pretty bad job in online resources for all of their competitive games. The only leaderboard available for this game is exclusively for the top 200 in the world, which means you can't really monitor your overall rank unless you're actively in the top 200, and it's also in Japanese, so it's just kind of a mess. This lack of competitive support has continued with the fact that there are no real plans for an official ARMS league sanctioned by the publisher, and the small amount of tournaments that have been held have all been motion controls required. The motion control thing is really a debate for another time, but for now, I'd like to showcase some of the more unofficial tournaments that have been held, and how you can be informed on when they'll be held. Neo Punch is one of the first clans in ARMS. If you look through the top 200 leaderboard, you're bound to see at least a few people with that clan tag in their name. A few weeks ago, they held their latest tournament called Don't Get Hit. The tournament brought out many of the top 200 players, even outside of the Neopunch clan, and was actually won by the top 10 player Gormagala, who was one of the first ARMS players to gain an official sponsor. The next Neopunch tournament to be held doesn't have a date yet, but I will put a link to the leader of the Neopunch clan called Avalon down in the description, as I'm sure he'll be updating us on future tournaments when the information becomes available. Possibly the biggest tournaments to be held in ARMS so far have been put on by 2G Gaming, who have been monumental in the competitive Super Smash Bros. Community. Their 2G Grand Prix ARMS Circuit Series has been held almost every month since August, and this is the one where you're guaranteed to see all those big names from the leaderboards. The first season of the 2GGP is just now coming to a close, but I'll have a link to the official 2G Gaming Twitch so you can stay updated with any future tournaments. The last tournament I'm going to talk about here is a little different than the other two, maybe more traditional style tournaments. This is a community event run by a number of people involved in basically all the other things I mentioned. I'm not going to talk about this too much because I'm actually going to be conducting a live interview with the guys that put this together next week to really get the scoop on what the Coliseum is about. But for now, I will put a link to the Coliseum Discord down in the description, because even though this event is about to go off season, this is still one of the most active ARMS Discords I've been able to find, and will really be a great source for anyone who wants to hone their skills against high level players, or even just players of their same skill level. I'll also include a couple of links to some other semi-active ARMS Discords, as well as a link to an upcoming social gaming network called Ruction Gaming. Between all of those social resources, I'm sure you'll be able to find someone of similar skill level to play against. And like I said, stay tuned for that interview coming next Sunday for more info on the ARMS Coliseum, because it really is a very special event that the whole ARMS community needs to know about. So I know that I probably just barely grazed the amount of ARMS content available, but that's sort of one of the reasons that I made this video. I'd like for this interview with the ARMS Coliseum organizers to be the first of many interviews that I host to help use my channel to bring light to more of this wonderful and budding ARMS community, and even just the Switch community as well. If there's any creators or streamers creating quality ARMS and Switch content, please let me know about it down in the comments. I'll definitely check them out and maybe even attempt to collaborate in the future. Also, I'll soon be acquiring the equipment to start streaming regularly, and I'm currently planning ARMS streams and beyond. So I'd really appreciate any input on the direction of those streams, as well as maybe just the platform of those streams that my current viewers might prefer. I'm currently on the fence between the YouTube gaming thing and Twitch, and some feedback from the people who might be participating in those streams would really help me out. Really, thank you again to everyone who's been supporting my videos in these last 6 months, and particularly the last few weeks. Your support has really helped keep my morale up, and I promise to keep delivering content to you throughout this next year. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, and subscribe to my channel for the latest Switch content available. This is Max from Max Culture, and thank you so much for watching.